Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's session. So we have Faith here. She is the CEO of Just by Faith, where they offer a lot of different scrub designs that are fit to, fit every body type and size, shape, and job description. So she's going to talk about that. And she's also a nurse, so just like a lot of you're just doing it all. And she's a mom. So I just kind of want to. I'm going to hand it over to her. If you have questions, just go ahead and type them in the chat. And that way at the end, or if you see them pop in and you could see them coming in, Faith, you can answer them. But if not, we can just save those and look at them at the end of your talk. So I'm going to go ahead and let you share your screen, or you could start by saying anything and just let you take it away.
Okay, well, first, before I share my screen with you, I just want to say I am so glad to be here with each and every one of you tonight and just sharing my journey and sharing some, words of wisdom with you all in case y'all are going for your dreams or kind of a little hesitant about it. I just am so thankful just to be able to have this opportunity to speak to y'all. So, as you know, I am Faith, and this lesson is going to be, this PowerPoint is going to be about it took faith to build it, because that's exactly the foundation of my company, just going by faith throughout this whole process. Okay. So, a little bit about me. This is my charming, handsome baby boy. He is 8 years old, and I'm 28 years old. I have a BA in organizational management. And of course, I am the CEO/founder of Just by Faith, which is a scrub line that offers numerous scrub designs that are fit to flow for every size, shape, and job description. Okay, so what is Just by Faith? Just by Faith is a scrub line that is fit to flow for every shape, size, and job description. As I said, this scrub line is designed to make you feel good when attending to your day-to-day duties while providing every customer with suitability, comfort, and longevity in their work scrubs in every line of work. So it doesn't matter if you're in a salon, daycare, hospitals, or even in a doctor's office, or some people just wear it just for comfort. Just by Faith, it suits that. So how it started, this vision came while I was a CNA, actually, when currently. Um, it started while I was working at Roper St. Francis, actually, and I wasn't where I wanted to be in life. I desired to have not only a better life, but I wanted a more flexible schedule, being that I have a son. I just didn't want those long 12 hours, 10 hours at night or during the day, because I felt like I was missing I don't know what. So that better life for me consisted of picking up and dropping my son off to school, no more overnight shifts, wanting to be my own boss, wanting to be debt free, and of course, having more money. So I began this journey working in different positions that I wasn't happy with. I was, like I said, I was a CNA. I got tired of that. I went to the call center. I didn't like that too much, but then I went back to the hospital, and I had different job titles there, because I just wanted to find what was my niche. I wanted to find what was I good at, what kind of grabbed my attention, what was it that made me happy. So um so I just tried different things, different titles. I was responsible for a lot of different duties, and of course I was obligated to working different hours, ranging from 10 to 12 hours. Sometimes I had to sacrifice my weekends with my son just to work. Just as he grew older, I knew some things had to change, and I wanted to be more flexible with him, because once the child starts getting older, memories start coming. So I wanted to be a part of that. So one day I just decided, I was home from work, and I just was in my dining room, and I just was like having a talk with the Lord, and having to go through all this, seeing my son get older. And because of my work life, I began to miss out on a lot of his practices, memories, and quality time with my son and my son. So I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. So I decided to have a talk with the Lord, and I just explained to him what my feelings was, what my concerns were, and everything that I wanted to change in my life. So I started, having a conversation with him. I just was like, Lord, I can cook, but I don't want to sell no dinners. I can clean, but I ain't clean nobody's house. You know what I'm saying? I can, People find me funny, but I'm not going on nobody's stage. I was just going through a lot of skills that I have, doing basically process of elimination. Um, so while I was going through all this, I heard, scrubs, comfortable, affordable, and fashionable scrubs. This will be debt-free business, and it's going to take faith to build it. And that was so funny to me how Miss Melanie named this session. It took faith to build it, because that's exactly what the Lord had told me when I was in prayer. And from that moment on, I just was like, you know what? I can do this because I love healthcare. I love working with patients. I love being face to face with them, hands on. I love doing different things with them. I love, learning about them, learn about different diagnoses, and I just loved healthcare all in all. And I told him actually as well, I didn't want to give up healthcare, but I wanted some of my skills to be used in that area. So, and that's when he said what he said. So the first step I had to take was without a business coach, without any knowledge on business, without any drawing skills, without no knowledge on how to search manufacturers, and without any direction on how to get any licensing on products, and without any money. Because working as a CNA, you don't make much. You don't. But I was in my career, and I wasn't in my career. I was going into my career of being a nurse. But at that point in time, when Just by Faith was in birth, that's where I was, CNA, and that's the only experience I had. I had no experience in the business world. I had not a bunch of money to start off with, but I knew that I wanted a better life. I knew I had this vision that needed to be manifested in my life. So that's what I went for. So of course, here comes opposition, and it comes in many forms for me. I couldn't draw, but the designs I had in my head, I couldn't order. So the designs that I had in my head, they were there. If you looking at the site, you can see that it's kind of similar to our everyday wear. I have a collar shirt, and I have like a regular t-shirt. Something I wanted to put whatever we're wearing on a day-to-day in scrub wear, because it provides us comfort. And I don't know if some of you are working in hospitals or doctor's offices or wherever you work where you have to wear scrubs. We need a lot of more comfortable options. Some scrubs may look nice, but then it might not be nice. And you have to order 2 sizes up to be comfort. Some you have to order 2 sizes down just to fit. It's just a lot that goes into it. So the designs I had in my head just was like, I couldn't find a vendor, or like I said, I didn't know how to find a manufacturer. So I just was Googling different things. So I just was like, okay, if I can't find it, I'm going to have to draw it. So I did my best to create the vision that I had on paper. So it was a lot of scribble and scratch, a lot of thrown out papers. My sister, she helped me with a lot of get my lines straight and what didn't look good and what did look good. But, I know I had a vision, and either wasn't getting on paper, or I was praying that the Lord put it in somebody else's heart what I was seeing if I couldn't get it on paper. So another opposition for me was money. I didn't have the funds to order scrubs, materials, to ship things out, licensing fees, or anything I needed to birth Just by Faith at the time. But I knew that it had to be done. Like, I always kept my vision before my eyes. I always pictured me having all my materials together, like whether it was fabric, whether it was, licensing. Like, I always pictured myself having everything, or in my business taking off and doing tremendous things. So, that was something that was like a big opposition for me, money, because it's definitely costly getting your dream in your face, in your hands. So the next thing was, I was getting scammed out of money, you guys. People were taking money from me. They were taking money from me. They were taking my time, wasting my time, efforts, and while testing out different fabrics, styles, and designs. So I was ultimately losing money, which I was. And that's the thing. That's why I kept working while I was doing my dream, because whatever I was making while I was working, I just would, I just kind of disciplined myself to keep funding whatever I needed. So I kind of like just put one thing that I needed, at my, in my head. Like, okay, I know I need fabric. So I'm gonna get a price for this. And when I'm working in healthcare, making I didn't make what I wasn't making what I wanted to make, but I was making something. So whatever I was making, I took a piece of that and I put it towards my dream. And that's what you have to do, you guys. You just have to, like, wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you're working at, what you're currently doing. Always keep your vision before your eyes, because whatever you're getting, whatever income you're getting, you can always put that towards your dream. And you don't have to, go to different people to invest or get in loans and stuff. But because I did it, not making much money at all, I was able to take whatever I had and either sow it into somebody else's business and, pray on that seed that I sown, or I was just taking from whatever I had and placing it towards what I needed. And I ultimately got it. So that was a big opposition for me. People started doubting me in my business. And that was another thing, because people would see me wearing my scrubs and be like, well, you said it was going to come out this time and it didn't come out. What's happening? What's going on? Or they'll be like, well, you've been talking about this business, ain't nothing happened. You'll get a lot of that, especially if you are still doing whatever you went to school for, whether it's a doctor or a nurse or tech or radiologist or whatever you want to do. And you're telling people, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. There's going to be people that's going to question you because you're still doing what everybody else is doing, and that's working, and that's getting, doing the same amount of hours they're doing, getting the same paycheck they're getting paid at the same time they're getting paid at, So whatever you're talking about, they'll probably be like, well, you're still here with me, you're talking about this business, what's up? Because I'm seeing you the same hours I'm clocking in, 8 to 5, you here too. So that's a lot of what I was getting from coworkers, just people who didn't really know me, it was just a lot of opposition I was facing. So in your journey to your dream, there's a lot of sacrifices that you will have to make, a lot of delayed gratifications. And I get that from my dad, because I would call him, I'll be like, Dad, I need a new car, I want to go on vacation. My family went to Disney World one time, and I called and I was just like, Dad, I want to go on vacation, I want to look at Mickey and Minnie, wave at me, wave back, I want to do those things. So he just was like, it's called delayed gratifications, and you have to get what you need done first. And that's exactly what I had to swallow at that time. So don't be reluctant to sacrificing anything, whether it's not buying fast food, working at a job you don't like, staying up watching TV, going on vacation, hanging out with friends, sleeping in on a Saturday. How I wish I could. Till this day, I wish I could, but I just can't with my schedule. And ladies, nail appointments, sometimes that have to be sacrificed. Hair appointments too. Or sometimes you got to get something that kind of lasts a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so instead of doing that, use your extra funds to fund your dream. That goes back to what I was saying about, even if you're working in a position that you do like or you don't like, and you have a dream in your heart or a vision in your heart that you want to pursue, don't just quit or don't just give up on that, but use your funds, whatever you're getting, and set that aside to your dream, and set that aside for the things that you need to bring your dream to real life. Okay, use that extra time that you're watching TV, Netflix, social media. Use that extra time to research your things to know. And I call things to know is things to know as far as seeing if your business needs any licensing before you launch it, or seeing if you need any certain products before you launch, or seeing if you need to get, like for me, for a trademark, that's something I needed. So I had to research on how do I get a trademark? What is a trademark for? What do they prove? Why would they reject it? you know, and if they do reject it, can I try again? You know, is it, what does it protect? I had to, those are my things to know about that one thing. So just find out what you need for your dream or your business or whatever you want to do, while still, you know, doing whatever you're doing, but just use that extra time to research, and don't get caught up on other things that could detour you away from just doing what you need to do. Use your position at your current job for your benefit. And this is a big one for me, because scrubs is what we wear. Scrubs is what we wear in the hospital. So I'm cool with all my employees. So I tell my employees, look at the faith. Y'all see the faith coming out? Not employees. I meant co-workers. So I'm just in conversation with them. I would be like, you know, what do you want to see in scrubs? What don't you like in scrubs? What do you like on the scrub that I have on now? And those at that, when I asked that question, I had on mine. I was like, what do you like about these scrubs? Or would you want to wear these? And they would either say yes or no, or maybe if you can tighten this, or if some scrubs would have like a belt loop, because with some people, scrubs fall off, or or when you bend over, the pants kind of rise down or rise up or whatever. So ultimately, I want some comfort in the thigh area. Okay, I took that and I was like, okay, instead of the belt loop, because I just think that is what would be tacky and for Just by Faith. I just was like, well, let me add a couple of inches up on the waist. So when you bend over, you still have that back coverage. When you're standing up, you still have that back coverage. When you're reaching, you still have that back coverage. So that's one thing that my customers like, is that coverage, that they can go over their stomachs, you know, over their back. You know, I just was using the position I was at the hospital, wherever I was, whatever, because like I said, I hold different job titles. But I just asked them, what do you want to see? What do you want to be done in the scrub business? Like, how do you like it? What don't you like? So I was just using that to my benefit. And then once I got my samples in, I would wear my samples to work. I would wear my samples to work. I would wash them every day to see if they bleed. If they do bleed, then that's something I could take note of. And I would go back to my research, things to know. See if they don't bleed, see if they get worn out after a certain amount of washes. And if they did, I need to go back to my research. That's going to be my things to know. What kind of fabrics don't bleed? What kind of fabrics don't rip? What kind of fabrics will keep the customer cool? Because at night shift, the air kind of gets low, you know, it gets low, so it's really cold. So I wanted something breathable, something that was temperature friendly. So when it was hot, day shift usually says it gets hot, and so I know I need a fabric that allows them to be cool. So ultimately, I needed something that would be warm in the cool and cold when it's hot. So I did my research on my things to know, and I found a fabric that kind of goes with the two. So now my customers are like, no, I'm not hot. They'll wear it to the store all day after they get off work. You know, I did the same thing. So once I got my samples, once again, going back to using my position at my current job, I would wear it I would work a day shift to see how it is, and I would work a night shift, which I was regular. I was a regular night shift tech. Yeah, I was a regular night shift tech. And then I would pick up days and be like, okay, well, let me see how it is in the days, you know. And I would wear my jacket too. So I would wear my jacket, my pants, the whole lineup, and see if I was getting too hot, I was getting too cold. And I was fine for both of them. And I did that for about almost a year before I launched. Almost a year before I launched, I did that. And so now I can tell you that I use that to my advantage, working on that job, you know, maybe not in the best position that I wanted to be in, but I use that to my advantage, because I'm still, like I said, working on my dream, still working towards my end goal. And my end goal is to launch a scrub line that's fit to flow for every shape, size, and job description. And that fit to flow goes into, you know, there needs to be comfort in that fit. There needs to be suitability in that fit. There needs to be longevity. So instead of watching TV, instead of um, watching Netflix, or instead of, going out with friends or going on vacation or whatever the case may be, I use that extra time to research my things to know, because ultimately I wanted happy customers. So another thing I did was wake up early to journal my thoughts, plans, and goals. And I feel like that's the best time to put all your ideas, all your goals, all your plans, just get everything out, just clean out, like just clear your heart out and whatever is going on in there, and just put it on paper, and just, see what's in your mind. Because I feel like when you wake up early in the morning, your mind is clear, and the only thing in there is whatever you feel. So when I woke up in the morning, just by faith, it was what was in my heart, and I would just write out what I wanted to be. I wanted to be available for every size, especially for women, because I was a plus size woman. So, and that's how this whole thing even started, because being that I was plus size, I wanted something that would fit for everybody. So that's one thing I would journal, but I wanted every style to be in every size. I didn't want anybody to feel left out. I wanted everybody to have a comfort fit, whether you are extra small or 4X. I wanted you to have a comfort fit. I wanted it to be made available to everybody. I wanted it to be shipped all over the world. I wanted it to be the next best thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I always journaled when I got up in the morning. What I wanted Just by Faith to be, where did I see it going, and what I was going to do to get there. Okay. So small beginnings, don't despise them. Don't despise your small beginnings, because it could just be your breakthrough that you're looking for. And my first reasoning for this is, I say this because I found my manufacturer while working at a job I didn't like. So I was I didn't like it, you guys. I did. It just was the emergency room, and I don't know if y'all ever worked in an emergency room, but it's a lot of sadness that goes on in there, because it's like, that's where trauma comes in. It's like the first place that people that have trauma come into. So I didn't like it because it just was sad. I couldn't believe some of the things I saw. It just was not the place for me. So, but while I was there, I just was always just like, okay, I'm leaving this place. I'm not coming back. But it was my small beginning that I was ultimately going to leave. But one day I just walked into work and I was like, Lord, I said, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm still here. And I just believe that great things are going to happen to me. So I just started just kind of worshiping in my car before I clocked in. And then when I walked in, there was a man, and he had brought his mom in, and he just was talking to me. He was just like, what do you do besides this? And I was afraid to even talk about Just by Faith, because I just wasn't where I wanted to be. And at that time, a lot of things were happening. I was getting a lot of pushback, facing a lot of opposition. So it just was like, I didn't want to tell nobody what I was doing, because I didn't want to hear another doubter. I didn't want to hear it. I just didn't want to deal with it. So I whispered out this, like, I have a scrum line that I'm going to be launching soon. And he was like, well, don't talk about it like that. What kind of scrum line is it? And I said, it's a scrum line, it's different. I just got certain designs I haven't launched yet, that's it. And he was like, well, what's it called? And I said, it's called Just by Faith. He was like, ooh, I love that. I love that. Who are you working with? And I said, I'm not really working with anybody, because I've ran into some bad manufacturers who scammed me. And I just don't know what to do. And he was like, well, I got something for you. And then he showed me, he was like, they created my line. He has a legging line, I forgot what it's called. And he was like, I think you should reach out to them. Now, this company is in Pakistan, so it's not China that you're going to be dealing with. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, well, try it, and they might can do it. And that's exactly how I found my manufacturer, at my small beginning. Someplace that I was trying to get out of. And had I had got out of it before I met the man, I most likely would have never had the opportunity to meet my manufacturer. And Just by Faith probably would have taken longer to be here. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't despise your small beginnings, because you just never know what could happen where you are. So another small beginning I had was working as a tech. And being that I was working as a tech, I was able to wear my scrubs to work. Like I said earlier, I was able to get the opinions of others. You know, my friends, they would come over, you know, on their free time, and, you know, or in the hospital, I just would be walking and people would be like, "Oh, I like that. Where'd you get it?" I'm like, "Oh, it's my scrubs. I, you know, I'm coming out with a scrub line school, so I'm just kind of testing it out." And they'd be like, "Oh, I like it. I really like that." Or maybe you should try this on the flaps, or maybe you should try this in the drawstring, or this is different from regular scrubs, or okay, how about adding a pocket here, and or adding something there, or taking this off. So I'm not saying I did everything that people suggested, but I took into consideration a lot of what they were saying, because ultimately I wanted good customer feedback when these scrubs were launched. And that's what I got. So another reason is I was able to get that positive and negative feedback from my coworkers. And um, that all those came from my small beginnings. And that's something I don't despise. I'm grateful for it. I'll always, you know, thank my employees. Not my employees. See, the faith is coming out. I always thank my coworkers just for, you know, being so like, just they're just so involved, and I just appreciated it. And even now, like, we still keep in contact, and they always try to hit me up to get some scrubs or whatever like that. And, you know, it just goes, the list just goes on and on of what my small beginnings have brought me. But ultimately, from those small beginnings, you guys, I can guarantee my customer, every customer, a 1 year, satisfactory of 1 year in their scrubs purchased from Just by Faith. Any scrub that you buy, it doesn't matter if it's a shirt, jacket, mask, pants. We got some other stuff coming too, so y'all just be on the lookout. It don't matter what it is. If you buy it from Just by Faith, it's gonna last you a year. And I tested that myself. Whether it's cold, rain, sleet, snow, or it's scorching hot outside, Just by Faith will last. It doesn't matter if you wash it every day. And that's one thing I like too about my small beginnings working in the hospital. Every time I got off work, I will wash it. I'll wash my scrubs, not wait until I'm finished with my 3 shifts per week. I will wash it every day, because there's some people that do that. They wash it every time they go, every time they get off or whatever like that. So I wanted to know, like, do they bleed? Like, do they rip? You know, do they just fall apart? So that's what I did. But I guarantee all my customers 1 year in their scrubs. So that's 1 year that's saving you from purchasing any more. And I still have them lasting. I still wear them to this day, and it's been over a year. And they still have the same color. I pulled them out of the packaging. So that's some good things. And this is a little glimpse of my small beginnings. These are the drawings I started off with. I just try to be so authentic with a lot of people, because I don't want to sugarcoat anything. Like, these are the drawings that you probably are laughing at me because they look like a kindergartner drew them. But to me, it was looking like, oh, this is it. This is it. Okay. So this is what I sent my manufacturer. And they texted me back was, "We got it." So and this is exactly what they created. See, so that's what my question is for you guys. Like, in the face of opposition, are you willing to create? Like, in the face of you know, not where you want to be. And that could be business wise, career wise, it could be anything. Like, are you still willing to create? Are you still willing to put your dreams down on paper? Are you still willing to dream? Are you still willing to go after what you believe in? Are you still willing to put your creativity to the test? Are you still willing to, you know, believe in whatever skill that you have can take you where you want to go? It doesn't matter what it is. You see, I put opposition here purposely because I couldn't draw. And I was so nervous. I was so upset because I was like, Lord, why can't you just give me a vendor and I'll just sell their scrolls? But he had me to draw every design. every design, and that's how it came out. But this is what when I told you I prayed and I just was, just asking the Lord. I just was like, Lord, if I can't get whatever you are showing me in my heart on paper, please put it in their heart and have them to create it, and then I'll approve it. And that's exactly what they sent back. So when they said we got it, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, they sent me the mock-ups of the jackets, of the shirt, of the pants, mask, everything. They sent me everything, and it just came out looking so good. So, and it all started when I just put my pencil to the test. Like I didn't have any skills, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna create one today. So that's just that. So use the resources that you have. Google was my best friend. Friends, yes, I used to call my friends up and be like, hey, are you available on this day to come check out these scrubs? I just got my samples in. I would get them lunch. I just would just say, hey, I really need your input on this. Or my family, I just would have them to look over some things. And and I have a lot of family that's in healthcare too, so I just would reach out to them and just say, hey, would you wear this to work, or would you wear this on a day-to-day basis? Like, what do you think about it? And you may have some people in your family that can draw, make logos or whatever. My sister was my go-to person for a lot. I know you see like the Just by Faith logo in the back. My sister drew that for me. I would just send her I told her what I wanted, and I would just send her like little things. Like, it just like I said, I can't draw. But so she got frustrated with me one day, and she was like, okay, I'll do it. And she sent it back. And that's what she sent back. And I was like, yes, that's what I was trying to get. And she was like, that's it. You just take that and just go. Because she just was tired of whatever I was sending her. So my coworkers, I use them. As, to give me positive and negative feedback on, Just by Faith. And thank the Lord, I've never got any negative feedback from it. So that's a blessing. But classmates, you can use your classmates, see, do process of elimination. Who has this skill that I'm looking for? Who has that skill? And have them go over and let them tell you what to work on, or see if they could help you with it. Just use the resources that you have. Don't think that when you jumping into this to this business realm, or jumping into going further your dream and things like that, that you have to have everything at one time. You don't. Just kind of use what you already have. Use who's around you, and just go for it. So July 23rd of 22, 4 years later, Just by Faith was launched. Yes, I said 4 years because that's exactly what it took. It may not take you that long, but that's just how long it took me. Because like I said, I had to test out my product. I had to test out different fabrics. And I still was facing, in my early baby years, I still was facing a lot of opposition as far as trying to find the right manufacturer, or, just going through. So I went through a couple. I think I went through like two or three manufacturers until I found my right one. So don't look at the number 4 years and be like, oh, it took a long time. It may not take you that long. It may not even take you 6 months. It may not even take you 4 weeks. But the thing is, you have to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. So I do have a little video for you guys. Hopefully you can hear it. Healthcare comes with a lot of sacrifices, a lot of responsibilities. But one thing we all share is the duty of saving one life at a time. Walking. Sometimes you gotta learn just by faith. Okay, so going back to using your resources, what you have, um, that I didn't pay for models to come. I just used my good friend Shy and my brother. And that's exactly how we did that. Like I was not paying for a bunch because my photographer was like, I got a model, you know, but you're gonna have to pay a fee. And I was like, I got to save money because I need this, I need that. Like I have a goal. Like I know what I need for Just by Faith. Like I know what I need to get it out there. It costs money to do these things. So like I said, that goes back to just using your resources, what you have, and just going for it. So I launched this, still working as a CNA slash PCT, still working, figuring out the ropes of business, still working in healthcare, and ultimately I was doing what I love. And what I love to do is create. I like to create. I like to put things together that don't belong together and make it look nice. I like to be unique about my craft. I like the fact that I have the skill to create an original product. And that can go, you know, worldwide. And ultimately my goal is to have everybody satisfactory with Just by Faith, and so far that is it. I haven't had any like negative feedback at all from it, from any of my customers, and I check on them faithfully. And you know, that's just what it is. Okay, so whatever you do, don't quit on you. You know, my scripture that my my parents had given me was Habakkuk 2 and 2 through 3. Like, you know, just write your vision down, upon make it plain upon your tablets. Like write it down, like put it before your eyes. Like if your dream is to be um the next best singer, put it down, you know, or the next best Louis Vuitton creator. I don't know like what it is, but whatever it is, like write it down. You can dream it, write it. If you have a vision, see it. Doesn't matter where you are, you see, like just vision where you want to be at. See yourself as where you want to be. If it's a CEO of a company, or if it's the best nurse on the floor, or if it's the best doctor in the field of pulmonology, you know, whatever it is, you know, just if you see it, you know, begin to act like it, begin to believe it, and begin to speak it. You know, one thing I used to say all the time, getting up in the morning, you know, I am like, my dream is to be a billionaire. I'm being too authentic with you all. But my dream is to be a billionaire. So I'm saying, I still say to this day, I'm making multi-billion dollars, and I'm helping others, encouraging them to live their dream. You know, I am living the life that I want to live. Like I'm prospering in everything that I do. Every time I put my pen to work, I'm writing down a vision that I will see. You know, I always say these things. And eventually, when you keep saying it, you will believe it and you will start to see it. Doesn't matter where you are. I was working as a tech, but I always saw myself as a CEO. So I never let anybody talk down to me because I always had that, hey, you know, I'm a boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. You know, that's that's just how I was. So I just started to believe whatever I said I was, that I was. So that's what that's that. And if you believe it, speak it. You know, even in the face of opposition, you want to always speak what you believe. Doesn't matter what you're facing. If people are doubting you or saying, well, you're too young to start this, okay, that's an opposition that you are facing, and you want to say, and you need to say whatever you believe. Well, I might be 16 years old, but I'm going to be CEO of whatever company, or I'm going to be the best nurse on the floor, or you know, whatever it is, just begin to speak it and declare those things. So in walking just by faith, I kind of map these things out for you guys, because this is what I go over, this is what I do. You want to remember to just believe, just go for it, just get the pen, like write down your vision. Just write it down, just stay with your vision, no matter whatever you're facing. Like just stay with your vision, stay the course. My dad always said that, stay the course. Like, don't stray away. You got to stay the course. It's going to get hard. The pressure is going to get real. And I can't express that enough. The pressure is going to get real, but you can't fall off. Like, you have to stay the course. Just allow the Lord to guide you with your heart. Choose to believe in your talents, believe for the impossible, believe that you are qualified. And this is one thing my mom always told me, you know, you are qualified to do this. If the Lord put it in your heart to do it, just believe that you are who you say you are and who you believe that you are. So I always said those, I always took that to heart. And so I always believe that, you know, I am qualified to be a billionaire. I am qualified to encourage people to live their dreams and reach their goals. I am qualified to run a multi-million dollar company. Like I used to say these things constantly, you know, believe with Christ you can do all things. That's what the Lord says, with Christ you can do all things. And so I definitely believe that God will bring in the resources. So as you just go, that goes back to just go for it. So when you just go for it, just believe that the Lord will always bring in the resources, whatever you need, but you have to put the first step forward. Believe that you are skillful and wonderfully made. Believe in and then we go to just have faith in God, faith in your dream, faith in your works. And your works could be anything. Going to work, and like I said, using, some people may be able to use their job as, you know, leverage, like I did for Just by Faith, or, you know, believe in your works, like, you know, just researching and seeing whatever you find on the internet that pertains to your business that you can use to ultimately, you know, grow your business or put your business together, things like that. Have faith in your prayers and just know that when you pray, you know, according to the Lord's scripture, you know, his answer is yes, and that he's going to help you. He's going to help aid and assist you. Faith in your confessions, that goes back to just your affirmations and just saying that you are qualified to do whatever it is. Faith in for the miraculous, because things can happen. Just like when I went to work that one day and my manufacturer just kind of fell in my lap. I didn't have to search for it, look for it. The man just kind of gave it to me. And faith, knowing that the impossible is doable. So your dream may be too big, and it may be too big for others to believe with you, but as long as you are believing and you are putting your faith to work or whatever like that, you just know that it can happen. Just know that it can happen. People get rich off of the smallest things. So don't ever discount your dream or your skills or whatever you see in your heart to do. So questions, if you have any questions for me, let me stop sharing so y'all can see my pretty smile. Oh goodness, can y'all see me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can see you.
Oh, I can see you guys. Hold on. Ooh. Okay, I can see you. So y'all have any questions for me? It's okay if you don't. Okay, do you have a favorite scrub design? Yes, I have a favorite scrub design. I think I have a picture. Miss Jennifer, I got a picture of my favorite. I don't know if y'all can see it. That is me. I have on the collar shirt and I have on like straight legs with it. That is my favorite right now. And it's a lot of the ladies' favorite. So let me tell y'all. So that actually was made for men, because I have a men and a women's line. That was actually made for men. But one of my customers was like, Faith, how about if I buy the men collar shirt and I pair it with a straight leg, how you think that would look? And I was just like, I never had nobody ask me that, so let me try it. So I went ahead and I put it on, and I was loving every angle. Okay, I was loving every angle. So that is my favorite. My favorite was the t-shirt, but it kind of switched over. So on the site, I haven't done it yet, but I need to, because it's been another hot product for the ladies now, besides the men. But yeah, I gotta change it to unisex, because both men and women are wearing it now, and I wear it too. So That is my favorite. Did you ever keep in touch with a man that encouraged you to start up the business? I did not, because he never gave me his number. He just gave me the card to the manufacturer. And I did see his site. He did give me like the what's it called? The website for his site, but I for his business, but I never like got his personal contact information to keep in touch with him. But if I know what he look like if I see him, I'll be like, hey, I'm a multi-billionaire. That's what I'm gonna say. But I know what he look like. I know I'll never forget his face because that day kind of like changed my life. It really did, and it made Just by Faith, what it is today. So, yep, that is it. Any more questions? I'm really open, you guys. You can ask me anything. No more questions. Oh, Melanie, we got 30 participants. I'm so grateful.
I know. Oh, another one popped in.
Miss Leslie, did you ever doubt yourself to the point of giving up, and how did you fight the urges? Leslie, girl, yes, I sure did doubt myself. I sure did doubt myself. I doubted. I sure did. But one thing my parents always instilled in me: words. Watch your words. Don't say this, don't say that. Always stay positive. So even though I was doubting myself, I would always come against that with something positive. So for example, money was one of my biggest things that made me doubt myself, because I just was like, wow, I am not going to have enough money to pay my bills and fund my dream, because again, I am a mom, a single mom at that. So therefore, I need a roof over our head. So I just would say I have all the money I need for Just by Faith to be all that it can be. I have the money I need to buy each and every product that I need to launch Just by Faith. Or all I would say is scripture, God supplies all my needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. I'm getting tongue twisted, sorry guys. Or I would say the Lord is providing every need of Just by Faith. And I just would keep confessing things, or I just would be like, sometimes I wouldn't say nothing at all. I just would sit there and look. I literally would sit there and look at whatever was in front of me. It don't matter what it was. Sometimes I used to just look at the mock-ups for Just by Faith and just say nothing, because I know if I said something, then that's, I knew I was just putting negative energy into the air. But I wanted to be positive. I wanted my dream to come true. Like I didn't want the life that I had. Like I wanted to be, I wanted to have more of an open schedule for me, my son. I wanted to just be available. I know what life I wanted. So to fix those urges, I just always said positive things. And I just got around my friends and my family, and they just would encourage me. Like all my friends to this day, do you need help packing things? Do you need help shipping things off? So keeping positive people in your corner is definitely a good muscle to have too, because sometimes you can get doubtful. You can get really doubtful, and you can just start saying things that don't need to be said, and you don't want that. So, I think I missed a question. Okay. Do you ever wish you could have changed something in relation to the upbringing of your business? Yes, I think I wish I could have. You know what? Everything was, I don't think I would change the losing money part. I would change that, but it was a lesson learned, and that made me, it definitely made me more aware. And I feel like those lessons that I learned along the way made me more aware of who to get involved with, how to do a process of elimination of who I choose to conduct business with. It made me aware of how to put my words together when I'm speaking to these people. It made me aware of just people who are just, they'll just use you. Sometimes businesses ain't getting no business, but when they have a customer like me who don't know, like me, who didn't know what was going on, but just knew they needed something, they'll just say, hey, I can do this, and can't do it. They cannot do it. I done had so many bad batches of samples. It was not funny. So I don't think I would change anything, because now I know what to look for. And as Just by Faith gets bigger, I know who to speak to. I know who and who not to get involved with, things like that. So I don't think would change anything, because if everything had went right, I'd be scared of what's my next move, because I know something gonna go wrong. So I'm not glad that those bad things happened, but I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change them. And okay, no question, but I just want to say I'm so proud of you, seeing how you put your faith on it and continue to push through. It's so inspiring. Thank you for sharing. Oh, you are welcome. You are welcome, and thank you. I just wanted to say, as being a young Black girl, hearing your story, you have really inspired me and continue to be great. I am glad that I could inspire you. I am so glad that I could inspire all you guys, because I want everybody to do what they ultimately want to do. And that is living your dream, whatever's in your heart. Like, get it out. Get that pen and that paper out. It doesn't matter if it's 12 o'clock in the morning. If you dream it, if you like, the other night, the Lord had me in some kind of dream. It was like it was a weird house, and I went in the house. I told my sister this. I said, I went in that house, but when I went in there, it was so many doors. Every time I went in the door, it was something else. Every time I went to another door, it was just like a big fun house. I just was going, opening doors, going. And with that came, when I got up from that dream, it just was like opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity to speak to you. And even though this may seem small to other people, this isn't small to me. This is big to be speaking to you all. It's definitely big, because it's so much better when you start young than having to be older and just think, I wish I could have done this. So I wish I could have just started my business, or now it's too late, or it's good that I can encourage people at y'all's age group, and just get y'all minds going. You know what I'm saying? Because happiness is everything. And like I always say, why accept the bare minimum? Like, no, I'm not going to accept the bare minimum. I don't want you guys to accept the bare minimum. Like, I want you to experience God's best for your life. I want to experience it in my life, but I don't want to be selfish with it. I want you guys to know that wherever you are in life, there's still room for more. There's still room for growth. There's still room for you, because there's a problem that you probably can fix with your dream. And I just don't want you to be scared or hesitant or whatever like that. It's just, because it's going to get hard. It's going to, like, the pressure, I cannot stress this enough. The pressure is going to come. It is. And I'm so sorry that faith cannot be there when the pressure comes. But it is going to come. But you're just going to remember that I said it's going to come. But what you want to do is to fight those urges of saying something negative, or pulling back, or wanting to quit on yourself, or just wanting to fail. You got to say something positive. So I will be this. I am this, or I am going somewhere, and I will get there. So I know I probably done went over time. I know y'all probably tired of me.
Oh no, you were great. I just want to say thank you so much for agreeing to come speak to our students. And it's pretty inspiring to hear just kind of, you just kept pushing through. And I think that's what a lot of us need to do is if you want your dreams to become a reality, you gotta put in the work.
Oh, for sure. You definitely gotta put in the work, y'all.
Yeah.
So,
But thank you, everyone. You can feel a little, or these little reactions, a little clapping. Just thank you, Faith, for hanging out with us. And I hope you guys all have a great night.